All right, Mr. Hudak, how we doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. So I want to talk a little bit about competition and the impact it has on our behavior. And I think there's good aspects to it. We found ourselves over time, we have to adapt, we have to innovate, we have to do better in certain areas to stay current. Um, our competition gets us thinking about things differently. Positive signs in my eyes. I think a lot of times we get caught up more in the what we think of as negatives when it comes to competition, because somebody says, well, this was my experience, and everything in us wants to say, but that's not how we do business. Let me tell you how. And now we're down a rabbit hole that doesn't help us, but we still travel the rabbit hole because we're so caught up in, well, we're not them in essence. So can you talk about how salespeople interact around the competition, good, bad, and different, and maybe some things to think about when it comes to your competition?
So it's funny, as I was thinking about this, I was thinking, why in the world is Burger King still around?
It's a great question.
I mean, nobody thinks of them as a top-notch fast food restaurant. Nobody. So why are they here? And I think, well, because many, many years ago, if you recall, McDonald's used to make hamburgers one way.
Yep.
It had all the toppings on it. And if you ever wanted it differently, you would wait 80 hours to get that burger. And Burger King's claim to fame was, we make it your way. We make it the way you want, just fresh.
Yep.
And that served a purpose for a while there. But now everybody does it. McDonald's can make your plain hamburger just as quickly as anything else. So they've lost it. And I think that's kind of one of the great things about competition is it innovates. It gets those who aren't doing certain things to start to do them. But the problem is, if we don't continue to change and do things, we become the Burger Kings of the world. We had a great idea. Everybody started copying it.
Well, it happens fast. And as we know, some of the worst words you can come to a conclusion on as you're having those internal meetings is well, we've always done it that way.
Yeah.
And it's a natural reaction for a lot of people. They're not trying to be combative, but they're leaning on what they know, what worked once upon a time. And it's easy because everybody's got it now. Rinse, repeat is very easy. All that other change stuff is hard.
Yep. So here's something that works. Figure out who your top competitors are. Write those names down. And by the way, apathy could be one of them.
Yes.
Figure out the strengths of those competitors. Figure out the weaknesses. And then figure out the questions you could ask the buyers to get them to understand the weaknesses of your competition.
Yeah, those wedge questions work really well to expose that, and then you can start to separate yourself from the incumbent.
That's right. And you make your own company better because now you know what the weaknesses are of your competition and you start to enhance yours.
Yeah, and it's no longer, not that this, I don't think this plays out as much as it used to. It used to play out a lot, but I don't hear as much of an attack on the competition from people trying to sell me things.
Agree.
And I think that's a danger zone to be very careful of too.
Yes. Yes. Totally agree.
All right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
Have fun.